What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Steph, growing in zone 6B. If you are here for the first time, welcome for the first time. I am out here in my garden and I was doing some cleanup, getting ready to do some harvesting, looking around, kind of still prepping for fall. And I thought about what I was doing, and I decided to make a really fun video called Bullies of the Garden. So there are certain plants that I can prune, I can shape, I can trellis, but they are going to absolutely do their own thing. These are my plants that will take over a space. They need their own room to grow, and if you don't give them their own room to grow, guess what? They're going to make their own room and they're going to take over whatever is there. So let's get into it. These are my bullies of the garden. Let me know what your bullies of the garden are. This thing is raspberries. This raspberry bush is in container, and for good reason. So this variety of raspberry will send up canes. If I was to put this raspberry bush in the ground, it will send up canes, and guess what? Eventually this whole area would be nothing but raspberries. I don't want that. I'm trying to preserve space. I have a small garden space, and so look at this bush. And just a preference, I tied this bush up here along this deck here, and still, y'all, still, you see it everywhere. So that's my first bully of the garden. I put my raspberries in containers, absolutely in containers, because if you don't, you're gonna have raspberry central. So if I come around here, more raspberries. So you see these raspberries? They like, listen, I ain't got time. I'm gonna do my thing. These are black raspberries. As you can see, I put them along the fence. It's growing all over there. Now what you doing over there? What are you doing all the way on my deck? I even put some back here, as you can see. Look at them. Look at, just, I'm like, they like, we gonna do what we gonna do. If you don't like it, you don't have to, but we doing what we want to do anyway. So to give you an example of what I'm talking about when it comes to raspberries and how they grow, look at this stem coming out of here. Some of these will send off offshoots here. The raspberry bush that I have over here, the only reason it's not wild and out of control is because I pruned it back. So my first bully of the garden is raspberries. My second bully of the garden is grapevines. There is a reason why people build sturdy grapevine trellis. If you don't build you a sturdy grapevine trellis, guess what? Your grapevines will go all over the place and do whatever it is they want to do, how they want to do it, when they want to do it. So I haven't really kept up on this grapevine. Look at her. Look. See that? This is my opening. That's my opening. And Mrs. Grapevine is doing her thing. I am going to have to actively tie her up. Grapevines do have these tendrils. This one is not tendriling, if that's a word, like I want it to do. So I'm going to get up there. For the record, I got this ladder. This was an old ladder. I got it for 10 bucks. I built this on my own. Is it like fine craftsmanship? Nope. Does it work? And has it been here for 3 years? Yep. So, second bully of the garden, grapevine. You are going to need an absolute sturdy trellis. This is the outer layer of my grapevine, just so that you can see it. This is a 2-year-old grapevine, not a 5-year, not a 10-year, 2 years. And the raspberry bush that I show you is a 1 year. And the other raspberry bush, I just put in this year, out of control. So, next bully of the garden is strawberries. Let me bring your attention to my ground. Yeah, y'all, you see all of this? Look at these. And I pulled some of these strawberries, and guess what? They did not care. They rerooted, and they was like, we doing what we gonna do. I gotta pull some of these strawberries out. Probably hundreds, y'all. Literally hundreds of strawberries. They are all over the place. They are growing all into my walkway. This is gonna be a problem. I mean, strawberries are amazing. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love strawberries. I can eat them every single day, probably. But listen, I gotta have some space to walk. So, yeah. You see it? Strawberries. All of these are strawberries. I put these strawberry plants in last year. And look at what they're doing now. We also had some rain this morning. And I got some weeds. Like said weed right there. And I got some seeds that I'm letting dry out. But look, all along my greenhouse, this is strawberry act up row. And yeah, I have let it get out of control. I'm gonna have to do something about this. I don't know what that something gonna be, but it's got to be done quickly. Okay, my third bully of the garden. Wait a minute. We had raspberries, we had grapes, and we had strawberries. Nope. Fourth bully of the garden is these tomatoes. Tomatoes are a staple in most people's garden. A lot of people love tomatoes. But these tomatoes will get out of control. There is a reason why they created tomato trellis, okay? Tomato trellises are designed so your tomatoes don't get out of control. Now listen, like I said in the beginning of the video, you don't have to prune, you don't have to clip, you don't have to trellis, you don't have to do any of that stuff. But if you don't, just pre-warning, yeah, your tomatoes are going to be a jungle. So mines are already in the jungle category. For the record, these are strawberries that found their way over here from last year. Tomatoes are going to be growing wild in the jungle. If you can see, these are already jungle-ish. I have prodded, I've pruned them, I've done everything that I've needed to do, and still they are wild. They are falling over in there. I'm gonna have to do something with that. Even after trellising, they still breaking and they falling over. There's some in the middle that done fell over. Y'all, tomatoes will do their thing. I don't prune my tomatoes heavy. I prune for airflow only because I like to get all that I can get. I need every single tomato. I'm a small space gardener, so whatever I can get is whatever I can get. And yeah, I ain't gonna go heavy on the clippers. That's like when you go to the hair salon, you tell them trim it off a little bit and trim your edges and trim your ends, and they go ahead and take them scissors and they give you a full haircut. No, I ain't doing that. Not doing that with my tomatoes. My next bully of the garden, this is, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is sweet potatoes. Okay, if you have not grown sweet potatoes, these are the leaves. They're growing on the ground. They're growing right here. They're growing right there. These are my potatoes. They ain't ready yet. I got some in there. Here goes some popping up right here. Tangling around these bunch of weeds, which I really need to get out of here. I can't do nothing with this space, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you. Can't do nothing with it. Also, they have made their way into my greenhouse over there. But the bed is right here. So the bed is right here. But the sweet potatoes are wherever they are. Another thing, I use compost. Tomato then popped up, and it's got the nerve to be fruiting. In the middle of the sweet potatoes, these white potatoes that apparently I planted that then popped up, is a tomato plant. So this here jungle right here, look at all these weeds. Look at all this. This is as tall as me. I'm going to just let it, listen. I got to let it do its thing. If you look all the way over there in the corner, there is sweet potato climbing up the greenhouse wall. I didn't let it get out of control. But I'm going to have to let it go, y'all. For right now, I'm going to have to let it go. For the record, if y'all know what kind of weed this is, y'all let me know. I haven't had a chance to look it up. It's got some little berries on it, which I'm a bit concerned about. But I don't think it's going to hurt nothing. So, that's my next bully of the garden. So number 6 or 7, can't remember. And last but not least is zucchini. Y'all, look at this zucchini plant. Now, I started to rip her out because she is encroaching on some greens that I have on the other side. Now, I'm trying to grow some greens. Oh, I got some maintenance to do out here, y'all. I am trying to grow some greens. If I come around to the other side, and she is like, I don't care. I don't care. I'm gonna do whatever it is I want to do when I want to do it. Now, I have pruned her. Look how big this leaf is. Look at this. This zucchini plant is out of control. I pruned her, heavily pruned her, and guess what? She did not care. She came back with a vengeance, shading out my poor little greens, and she like, listen, I don't care what you say, I'm doing what I'm doing. And so, yeah, I don't know, y'all. I tried with her. She in my way. She better give me some zucchini. Otherwise, it's going to be a wrap for her because I can't do no better. Can't do no better. So, those are my bullies of the garden. Listen, I ain't got nothing else. I don't know what to do. They've been ripping and running. I told them, I said, please produce something, but don't take over the whole space. I ain't got no acres over here, y'all. Got a little bit of space, trying to fit everything I can in here, but they acting selfish. They acting selfish. I'm like, listen, give somebody else a chance. Give somebody else a chance. I'm grateful for it. I need them to, if you're going to take over my whole space, please give me an abundance. That's all I ask. Otherwise, I don't know, y'all. Got to make some hard decisions. If y'all got some bullies in the garden, let me know what they are. What's taking over your space? To me, those are my things. And, yeah. Ain't a whole lot I can do. I'm going to just, I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let it go. So, all right, y'all. Fun, quick little video. Get out there. Get growing. I'm going to do some cleanup today. And, make sure I'm prepared for fall. And thankful for this rain, even if it was just a little bit, because it was 90 degrees here in Ohio yesterday. Yeah, I'll see y'all on the next video. All right, y'all. Bye for now.